yeah. Who that fly dude over there? Yeah, that's Ren's my class. Somebody please tell me.
3, 2,
Tell me how.
1. What is up, everybody? It is your boy Jojo. Welcome to Just a Vibe podcast. Today I'm brought with 2 reoccurring guests. God, so annoying, bro. I love you guys. But we'll introduce yourselves again. Introduce yourselves. Starting from my boy over there.
I'm Jordan.
Jordan, what do you do?
Fuck, man. What do I do? I've been playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons lately.
You play Val?
Do I play Val? Yeah, I'm immortal in Val. So if you need a carry, fucking hit me up, bro. Whatever. It's light work, you know?
Yeah, just play
For
on
a fee, bro.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You play with
Why do you doubt
Wait,
it?
really?
Do you play with Jer? Do you play with Jer?
Do I play with Jer?
Yeah.
No, I haven't played with Jericho in a
Why?
long
He's
time.
like
Why?
the same,
I don't know.
like,
He's like too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's good. He's really, really good.
Really good.
Shout out to my boy Jericho.
Love you, man.
Yeah, and we'll go with little lady over there.
Hello, I'm Lori. I'm not immortal in Val, but I can play
Imagine.
TFT,
Mm.
so that's okay.
Nice.
I'm not that good either, but that's fine.
You know what? I think we should start this podcast with a shot. Because I'm in the drinking mood, and this podcast has a lot of drinking in it.
What are we cheers?
We're cheersing to new friendships. I don't know.
Aw,
You know?
okay, I'll take
We've
that.
been friends for years, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking about?
I mean, new friendships, not you. What do you mean?
Me?
It
That
never
one
gets
not.
easier. You know what it starts to taste like? It starts to taste like regret.
No, that wasn't.
You do a lot of that in your 20s. From what I see, from what my older friends are telling me. Yeah. So today's topic is... It's actually questions, but the first topic is there such thing as healthy toxicity?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good
I never got
question.
that
I think it's the best question I can give on this podcast.
In
Is
your
there
wise-
such thing?
In your wiser state, you probably.
Yeah.
you
So what do
probably
you
know.
okay?
Wait,
What do you deem as toxic? Give me like situational base.
Being controlling.
Exactly what I was
Straight
gonna
up
say.
being like, don't do this. Well, don't do this.
Mm.
Yeah.
For
No, I agree.
me, it's that when a third party is involved, is when it becomes toxic. Situational ways.
Like when I
Like-
start going, okay, so say
like-
you and me are in a relationship and I go to Lori for advice, that's toxic.
That's what's different though. It has to be like if it's a new person, someone I don't know, kind of thing. You know what I mean? When a third party, unknown to the
Other
original,
person.
yeah, is involved. Like, oh my god, like I know I've just met you, but like, can I ask you for some advice? That, in my perspective, situational wise, is toxic.
Does it have to be a different gender? Or is it the same?
If you roll that way, Al. If you roll that way,
If you like,
guys, different. I think opposite gender. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Is
Like,
there
have you
such
guys
thing
been
as-
in toxic relationships where you can? Can you give me like a? Can you give me something?
Let me think about it. Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit, but
How many relationships have you been in so far? I don't want to like
one,
just if you're comfortable with it.
Two
Relationships.
But I would like the first one was kind of like a high school relationship,
Yeah.
6 months, not even like that crazy.
I
But
think nowadays you can deem even that a relationship because nobody really goes super long. Like it's I don't know. For me,
Really?
I don't really.
Isn't that kind of sad?
It
though?
is sad, but that's just the trend, I guess. The trend, you know, like people don't really last that long. Everyone's trying to get somewhere, trying to do something, you know.
I mean, like, yeah, but there's always time for people or a relationship.
Well, of course, yeah, there is. But like, I don't know. The trend nowadays is like, yo, get on your shit, yo, get your bag, you know, get your money, get your do this, do that. Yeah.
I don't know.
healthy toxicity.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, dude, that's a fucking, what's the word? That's an oxymoron.
I
It's
think
like
there,
healthy and toxic. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, bro.
I think there is such thing as healthy.
Okay,
No,
explain what
Okay,
the
the
situation
type
is.
of toxicity that keeps you like when you start a relationship, it gets you involved. It gets you interested. The type of toxicness I'm talking about is interest. Maybe toxic is not the word, but to softly put it, you know that conflict that keeps you interested, keeps you like wanting to be in it. Like a lot of like girls nowadays are just like, yo, like I don't know, like they like it toxic. They like it a little bit toxic.
Okay. I know
Wait,
you're about
I'm
to say.
very confused.
I know you're about to say you don't agree, but I know exactly.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Wait, explain
Jordy,
it.
can you?
Because okay, as a person, maybe you as well,
Yeah.
maybe everybody, I thrive in like the drama,
Mm.
and like that's such a shitty thing to say, but that's where I feel like I have most like control over like what I'm gonna say and like how I'm gonna act. So like in the drama, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, like okay, I can assess the situation like with a clear head, versus like when there's no drama.
I think it's really good too because you see the real person. You see the real person, what kind of person they are in those tough, tense situations.
100%.
You figure out who they are.
Can you give me a scenario? Can you play it out for me?
Oh, like what? Like I don't know. It can be anything.
Yeah.
Like?
I don't know.
Like you start the relationship, you were kind of going good for a minute, and then like some subject that you clash on. Like it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a for sure like this is what's gonna like break up. It's not a make it or break it.
It's not a make it or
but
break it.
But it's a situation. It's like oh like you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong kind of thing.
And there's no like compromise really.
Well, you're not there yet.
Okay.
Obviously, to keep the relationship going, you need to compromise. That's one of the biggest things, right? Mm-hmm. But in that sense, what is?
Okay.
Hey, I'm on his side. This is all you.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I don't know. Okay, but I don't agree with
healthy toxicity.
I don't agree that there's healthy toxicity, but I can understand where you're coming from.
You understand? I don't think the word is toxicity. I think it's just conflict. Healthy conflict.
That's
okay. It's fine to disagree on things, but that's not
that's
toxicity. If there's
I know,
toxicity,
right?
bro, you need to get the fuck out of your relationship.
Toxicity and conflict are different things. But I think people that don't actually like they haven't experienced toxicity don't understand that the word toxicity is heavy. You know?
Yes.
Like you don't truly understand what toxicity is until you've experienced it. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe. That's what this is me. That's
fucking fair enough, man.
Right.
If there's conflict and you guys can agree to disagree, I think that's fine. But if it's like, if it gets to the point where it's kind of like, oh, dude, what the fuck did you just say?
Because like, don't tell me a relationship where you're like 100% always like, oh, we're like good to each other. You know, like, is that
is that a red flag?
It's not a red flag. It's not a red flag. It's healthy. It's good, but it's not gonna get like, it's not gonna keep me motivated to keep going. You know.
I feel like that's where like I thought I was when my relationship with Andrew started. I'm like, fuck, she's dope. Like we're never gonna fight.
Yeah.
Dude, you find those moments, man. If you think your relationship, you know what I hate is when like budding relationships are like, we never fight. Mm-hmm.
No
fucking shit, you never fight.
I mean, you're not growing. For me, it's not you're not growing as like a couple.
Yeah.
You know, because you get through those conflicts together, and you come out a better person or a better couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, conflicts are a sign of it's healthy. I don't know. It's nice. It's a good thing. You know, it's getting us forward in our relationship and actually growing, right?
I think if you're in the position to disagree with each other and like want to fight about it, I think it means you care. The second like you don't really, the second you're like, hey, whatever, man, like I'm just gonna tap out. That's like a red flag, no?
Yes, but the person will never tell you that.
The one everyone wants to be like. The one everyone's like.
Because you always think your relationship is gonna work out. You know. Like, we all know, we've all been through that, like, fuck, whatever it is, baby, we're going to get through it together. You know what I mean?
That's what I fucking thought. But then we
never fucking like that, bro. Grow up.
You're just ignorant.
Figure it out.
You're just ignorant.
Grow up and figure it out.
You don't know.
Yeah, man.
Healthy toxicity, huh?
Yeah. So do you believe now that I give my statement?
I think it's not toxicity, but like there's healthy
conflict, dude. 100%. Conflict is always good because it gives you an opportunity to resolve clashing opinions and you know what? A relationship is always about compromise. Mm-hmm. So you're never going to agree. Like, if it's a situation that we don't agree on 100%, like, we're going to find the middle ground. We're like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Like, obviously, I still feel a certain way. I see where you're coming from, and you still feel a certain way.
Like, you're never going to get through
that. Yeah, but this is where we agree. Yeah. And that's all that matters. And if you can get through that, like, that's like your door, your gateway into growth. You know what I mean? And then that's what people struggle to find in a relationship. And that's what I still struggle with, too. It's like, I don't know, dude. When I'm mad, I like make it a point to like be petty. You know what I mean? I'm fucking like I'll be petty.
You're stirring the pot.
Yeah, I'll stir the fucking pot. I'll stir that fucking pot. It's like gumbo, bro. You know what I mean? And like I'll just like be like, fuck it. Okay, fine. If that's what you want. Like, yo, I need to stop. Yo, I need to stop that, Loki. But like that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? But it's good that I can realize like, oh fuck, I could stop doing that. And like,
is she like that too though? She's not.
No, yo, she's really
not.
Recently, she's been like, I'm really, really sorry. Like, next time I'll do this. I'm like, fuck, like, why am I not at that place yet? Yeah. Like, where I can be like, it's okay. I understand why you did this. Why am I still, like, petty? So I guess it's, like, for me, like, growing and learning to be okay and, like, really think these situations and scenarios through. Yeah.
And I feel like, yo, like... yeah.
Because, yo, honestly, though, okay, you know, I mean, you don't know... You hung out with Angelic a few times. We went like a hike together, but like,
nice girl.
Even from then, like her and my ex is like fucking. Different. At least for me, night and day, bro.
Yeah, I understand.
Night and fucking day. It's crazy. Yeah.
Do you compare your exes? Oh, I guess you wouldn't. you wouldn't. But like, do you compare Angela to
my
like
ex?
your ex?
100%. If it's better, yeah. I always like. I mean, we run through these scenarios together a lot, where like we'll like tell each other stories about like shitty things that our exes did, and like I don't know. She's very like, oh, like yeah, you do this different. Like I never got that. Like when we went on our first date, she's like, no guy's like ever held a door open for me before.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm like, yo, for real? Like that's like a normal thing that I do for anybody.
Because the last relationship should always set the bar for the next one.
That's true.
Is what I believe. You're always looking for. You're always looking to go up, not down.
Yeah.
And I think in comparing those two relationships is that point where like you're able to compare, right? You should. You need to. You need to.
Yeah. You really do,
as
because it's best for you.
Think you
know?
shouldn't. You have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of shows you where you're going in life. Like if you're going
up
with the
or
better,
down?
If it's an upgrade or a downgrade, you never want to downgrade, dude.
And if it's a downgrade, you know what you need to do, kind of thing. You know, as much as you don't like it,
relationships are hard though, man.
Yeah.
Wait, you said you knew it was coming a month in, no? Before? In the
I didn't
last
say that,
podcast?
but I did. Yeah. Definitely thoughts came in.
1 month into your relationship.
Wait,
what?
A month before it happened.
Before it happened.
What about you?
Bro, y'all dated for how long?
3 months before yours happened?
No, like the moment.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I thought we were fine.
Why didn't you say no? Or why didn't you break up then? Is what I'm curious. Because, hold on, let me preface this. My ex.
I think I'm gonna forget the answer, but like I'll try to answer it right now. But I think the idea was that I was in love with the idea of the relationship, but just not with her, you know. And I was still in love though, and I was confused as to whether which was which, you know. Like, what am I looking for? Is this what I was looking for? If this is what I'm looking for, I think I should try to keep and try to grow and finish it, right?
You're just a relationship man, dude.
Yeah, love makes you crazy. Love makes you blind. 100%. That's 100% true.
Dude,
like, that's
a lot of things.
All
like,
facts, no cap. Yep.
Yeah. Facts, no printer.
Just.
Yeah, I saw that. Copy, no paste.
Hey, yo.
Oh, yeah.
You seen that?
Yo, the next person
girl,
that,
right?
the next person that send this to
just want you to know.
That's.
We gang to get a little voucher. Fuck that guy, bro. I hate that. That guy's everything I hate in a person, bro.
The guy or the girl?
The guy, bro.
Did you see the girl? Did you see the guy behind the girl that was like this? Like in the live? He's like this.
That's the same dude. It's the same dude as in the video, yeah. Facts, no cap. Fuck you. Bro. Grow up, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah, I totally forgot. Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What was your next question?
Next question is, can a toxic... We'll go back to toxic, though. Actually toxic. Can a toxic relationship be saved?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Give me a reason why it can be saved. Like situational.
Love.
But love makes you blind, though. You know, like it's like
not always though. It's not like love is some fucking like
flash
great.
Bang,
yeah,
flash bang.
Yeah. It's not like that, bro.
It is though.
It's not, man.
Well,
you're in love with the wrong person. That's all.
Yeah, but when you're in love, what else do you know?
I can understand
what else
that,
do you know
but
other
like
than
you're like as a person, you're a lot smarter than that. And it's like your job. Yeah, it's like your job, like to understand and really like, I don't know, just get through the scenario like with your significant other. It's not hard.
It is though. I feel like that differs per like, you know, like we're in our 20s right now. Back when I was 17. What the fuck
yeah,
that
100%.
was, dude?
But you're 20 now, you know. I mean, we're obviously like a lot younger than Lorie, but we're still like.
Dude, what are you, 27?
I'm literally 19.
No, you're not.
You're gonna go with that? You look 19. You're fine. Don't worry.
19 is not 2002. It's 2001.
19 is 2000. No, 2002.
19 is 2001 turning 20. Because we're 2000, bro.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
You're old and your math is wrong, bro.
Can't keep the facts straight. Okay.
It's okay, dude.
Can a toxic relationship be saved?
Can it be saved? Can it be saved?
I think you're only basing it off your scenario, though. Because do you feel like your relationship was toxic?
No.
You don't? Then why are you saying love is like a flashbang? Like you don't know that though.
How do you not? Don't you know you've been in love? Right?
I know.
Have you not been in love for anything that she's done? And it's just like, I don't mind because I'm in love with her.
No,
I don't
like,
mind.
I know
the person
that,
I want to be with.
But like
I
in
don't
that
mind, right?
In that moment, I know what you mean. Like love is like a flashing, but I know now that I could have saved it.
Yeah.
So I can't agree with love, like toxic relationships can't be saved. Like I can't agree with that.
I think because I'm bringing it to situational life. If we're 17, right? If we're bringing it 17, if we're 17.
If we're 17, right? Fuck you. Yeah, fuck
no,
you.
No, can it be saved now with a like knowledge?
Yes, it can. But back then, situational wise, if you're 17, you have no knowledge of this kind of like. No. It's sophisticated compared to when you were 17. You know.
Like when you were 17, Lorie, like a decade ago.
No, but
when was your first boyfriend?
When I was 18. I had my first kiss at 18.
No, I was late bloomer.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer.
No, that's not. It's like 2 years after mine was.
Yeah, but I've heard people.
Yeah, but 16 to 19 is a range. I mean, sorry, 13 to never mind.
At 13, I've heard people like at 13.
I've heard people having sex at 13.
Yeah, we know the dude. Yeah. Yo, if you're listening, that was fucked, man. Dude. You're way too young.
I wasn't even fully grown.
I think a toxic relationship can be saved with the knowledge that we all have now from our past relationships. Like we all know.
But it takes experience, though.
100%. Like we all know when things are looking south, and you all know. Like we all know now. Like, hey, like, do you want to save this or do you not want to save it? And that's when you know when you want to put in the work. No. Yeah. It's obviously hard shit to talk about. Like, hey, you did this to me, or like if it's like a trauma in the past, like you don't want to talk about it, but like.
And if you're 17, dude, like
100%,
you're gonna be petty as fuck, and that petty is gonna turn to toxic real quick, you know.
If I was as mature as I am now, when I was 17, like I think I'd still be in my relationship with my ex, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Not me. We are too different. I realize we are very different people, and that's fine. Like, do you, boo? But like, not for me. Yeah. Will you let your kids? What age will you let your kids date at?
Dude, whenever, bro.
Whenever.
Even if it's like 12?
The earlier, the more experience they get, and for the next person.
Okay, if they're like late in high school, like 10th grade, like I can understand. If you're dating like 8th grade, like I'm just be like, hey, listen, honey.
Like, don't be silly, cover your willy. Yeah. Yeah, don't be silly, cover your willy.
Okay, but that's different. Boy versus girl. When are you gonna let your girl daughter? When are you gonna let your daughter start dating? Yeah, bro. Yo, I will literally, dude. If I had a daughter, oh my god.
My daughter can be that 40-year-old virgin. I don't give a fuck. I'm just kidding. No, but like
facts, no cap.
But like 18
for
is
your daughter.
Yeah,
no, dude, no. You're being too protective, bro.
Do you believe in grounding?
Huh?
Do you believe in grounding, like grounding your kids?
I don't believe in grounding my kids. I don't believe in beating my kids. I
don't believe in beating my kids. Yeah.
I mean, like
back
maybe
then,
like a little.
It was for me it was just it's valid for me.
Hitting your kids
back then when we were like in the like late 90s or whatever. You know
what I mean? Yeah, sorry.
Like, like sorry. Okay, late 90s, early 2000s. No one had your parents had no time for you. You know, they had no knowledge. They had no time. Immigrants, right? Immigrants coming back, you know what I mean? Like, I'm busy. Like, think about it like this. I'm busy. I can't deal with you right now. The fastest way that I have been learned to teach you is to actually kind of physical touch.
He had it worse though, because he has one black dad and one Filipino mom, so he probably got the worst of.
I love my dad, but I think he did the right thing though, because I was a stubborn kid. I was a fucking.
You're
stubborn
human now.
Exactly,
bro.
And how do you think it was back then?
Yeah,
even worse.
Yeah.
I was beat. I was beat in the shower naked.
But don't
just to make a point, and he broke the lock. But I love my dad because I don't know. It was for me that was fine.
I know what you mean though, but like, don't you think that's really fucked up? Like hitting a
child. In hindsight, it's fucked up. But
unless your kid is fucked up, if your kid is fucked, I have no.
I know a person, right, that did not have a father figure.
Me?
Correct.
She.
Oh, okay.
Turned out not the best, because didn't have that father figure, right? And that father figure would have been substantial in her life, like it would have turned her into the person that she would have been instead of the person that she is now, Obviously, she learned along the way and got the gist of it, but I feel like with a father figure, you actually are able to get that gist of it earlier rather than later, and that's the best thing you want for your kid, right? You want him to learn now and not later, right?
I mean, I guess.
I think our parents. Are your parents from the Philippines?
I have.
Is your parent
from the Philippines?
Yeah, she's from Bulan, Sorsogon. Shout out Bulan, yo.
Are your parents like
my
parents? From here?
My parents, immigrants.
Okay, exactly. I think they're just used to a certain type of lifestyle, whereas we are not.
Yeah.
Or
we're not white.
We're not white, but we grew up with it. But like in terms of just like common, like in terms of like what everyone around us knows, it's not common. Even for like, not gonna like for Canadians here, like they're not used to like beating their children. Not that I know of. But like from what I know, they don't.
Well, I think beating is a hard word, dude. The more the word I'm looking for is discipline.
There you go, discipline your children.
But that's beating disguised as discipline, yo.
But this is not. I don't think beating is the most like we're talking like.
No, we got. It
goes discipline and then it goes beating.
No, bro, you should never discipline your kids with your fucking fists. That's not okay. Never,
I personally
would
never.
For some situations, I think it is. For like,
yo, Joe, you're fucked.
I know some actual like kids that like you could have used them beating it as a kid.
No, but like that's
if I incorporate and I actually like take in like their parents were immigrants, they had no like idea how to teach these kids, right?
I think that's okay, but that's okay with our case. But you were born here. You had an education. You're smarter than that. You don't need to hit your kid. Man.
But they weren't born here, though. What we're talking about is like...
Oh, our parents?
Yeah,
dude, I can understand that.
That's the only teaching that they know. But I'm not saying that What the... Bro? I'm not saying that I would beat my kids. I would talk to my
you're saying
kids.
like people that you know that had immigrant parents could have...
And they're also like first generation. That
Exactly.
Obviously, we all know you should never beat your kids.
You should never beat your kids. But also, I think you're thinking of like... abuse in like an angry sense.
It's like you're talking about the most. We're talking about like
I'm
disciplinary action. Yeah, like
you've been bad, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, the happy kind of abuse. Yeah, I'm like my bad, bro. I totally forgot that existed.
Like words won't come through you, and I know that because I'm your dad, right? You know, like and like a little pop. Little pop,
I've been
little pop wouldn't kill.
I've been there, but like I don't condone it.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, you don't condone it now.
I think that a lot of people aren't as lucky as we are to kind of make that distinction. And I know you guys know that. Okay, like say some other person that we knew was beat growing up and now they think that that's a proper way to discipline the kids when it's their turn to have kids or if they want to have kids. But we're able to make the distinction like, yo, it's fucked up to hit your kids. We're just lucky enough to be more understanding that our parents hit us because like think about the conversation we're having right now. We're literally saying we understand our parents beat us because they didn't really have the education, which we all understand, to know that hitting a child will not lead to things that's not good for their growth. But we know better.
We do, but some people don't.
Yeah, and some people don't. Actually, and like we know people to be like, I'll fucking hit. I'll hit a child. Fuck you, dude.
I understand that. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I think what I'm coming from is just like our parents.
Oh yeah.
Immigrants.
Metal side of the belt, bro.
Traditional style. You know, that's the way they were taught, how they are. That's the way they understand how to actually discipline the kids. Obviously,
shit, my mom hit me today, bro.
Shut up, Jordan.
I was nominating cap and I was telling my mom. If you don't know, I mean, like, people know me and my mom. I love your mom. The relationship with me and my mom. Shout out, Tita. She hit me, but I deserved it. Like, I was literally telling her, like, I was just like, I don't know, just on her case today. I was just fucking with her. I'm like, Mom, like.
You do that a lot. You do that quite a bit,
I do. I love my mom, though. I love my mom with that. She was a good sport about it.
It's that love-hate relationship.
Yeah, I just kept looking at her. I'm like, Mom, like, figure it out. She's like, Jordan, huh?
Jordan!
Sasampalan kita, Jordan, huh? I'm like, do it then. Figure it out. I kept saying that, yo, figure it out. Figure it out. She's like, say that one more time, huh? Say what? Say what? Figure it out. I'm like, all right. Figure it out. I'm like, you're 50 what? You're 56. Grow up.
Jordan!
Figure it out, yo. Figure it out.
What a rebellious child.
Yeah, yo, she beat me for like 10 minutes. 10 fucking minutes. She beat me.
But did it hurt though?
Yeah, yo, she was punching me. And she gave me tocino after, bro. It was fucking delicious. I'm not gonna count. It was so good. My mom the best tocino I ever had. I had 2 servings, bro. Yeah. Oh my god.
You ever, dude? A thing with there's a difference between my dad beating me and my mom beating me though.
Yo, like, I can never imagine how your dad would beat you, bro.
The dad was a shower beater. The mom was the in my blanket. I was in bed.
That's nice,
right?
Though.
And
that's kind of nice.
You know, I think every immigrant kid, like gets hit in the blanket, like in their bed. They're like, ow, it hurts. Just a fake, just a fake. But it wasn't bad. But then when my dad did it, like my dad was the guns to my mom's like machine. You know what I mean? Let me sorry, the ammunition to my mom's machine. Oh. Right? That's the way they work. There was like the one good cop, one bad cop. That's the way it should work, I believe. Yeah.
That's the way it should.
I think it should work that way.
So your wife is gonna be the good cop and you're gonna be the bad cop?
If it comes down to it, I think I have to.
My mom is the bad cop. My dad's the good cop.
Okay, it doesn't really matter.
But dads are usually more understanding though.
Low key.
Because they understand like your rebellious phase.
It's either they
like,
understand or they understand that enough to be like, oh, I think this is the way to get through with it. You know. And my dad understood that this was the way for me.
Yo, right? At the end of the day, like, listen, people, don't fucking beat your kids, bro.
No.
How did we get here?
There's a lot of better ways to discipline your child.
With words.
Don't hit them, bro.
Try to talk to them first. I feel like immigrant parents straight went to like, you're not listening to me.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
So what do you do if your dad or if that?
Sorry, say that again.
What if you?
I have to pee.
Yeah, we'll come.
See, I told she needed to be.
Like, what if? We'll come back, but like, what if words are not enough though? Like, what do you do then?
How do you discipline your kid?
You guys are first generation though, right? Like after coming after your parents.
Yes.
Yeah, first generation.
Yeah.
Like coming in, like, what do you do if words are not enough for you? Like, if when you one day have kids,
there has to be a different medium, bro. It can't be. You can't resort to hitting a child. Sorry.
No, definitely. But like, what if words aren't enough? What are you doing then? Like, what are your methods? Give me.
It depends on what he or she is saying, or they, what they're saying.
Dad, I don't love you, man.
I don't give. I will put. You say you don't love me one more time. I'll give them the. I will give them the choice.
Then leave. Oh, is that what you say?
Like, if you like say that again, I dare you.
Dude, that's so funny though, because I know a lot of kids that were like, you know, when they were beat as parents. I mean, beat as kids. They even have the Joe Coy. Joe Coy's like, he had this skit. He's like, so you're going to call child services, huh?
Yeah, my mom would do that. He'd be like, no, my mom would say like, I'm gonna call the police on you.
Your mom said that?
Yeah, I'll call 911.
It's usually the kids that say that though.
Yeah.
No, my mom would be like, Jordan, I'll call the cops. Like as if they were gonna fucking do anything.
You don't know that.
Jordan,
True,
I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going. Jordan, say that.
Say that one more time.
Dude, I was a fuck kid.
Imagine him right now, but 10 times worse.
Do you guys, when you get angry at your parents, do you punch?
No,
or do
I
you
would
scream?
never
No, punch your parents. I meant punch walls and like punch.
Depends on
Slam doors, punch walls.
Yeah, depends on how.
So like situations I see a lot on TikTok or whatever, they're making memes about it. It's like when you like your parents send you to the room, right? You go in the room, and you're like, I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna leave. Fuck my parents. I hate them. You know what I mean?
And you get to the driveway and you're like, fuck, I don't want to go. You just stand.
Have you never ran away?
I have not run away. Furthest I've gotten is to the room and having an argument with myself. That's all. And then I go to my bed and I get like distracted.
Yeah.
Because we're like, what, like
run
7?
away from home?
Not really. I literally like ran to the park like for maybe an hour and then it started raining and I'm like,
that's a lost kid child.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I was maybe in grade 7, 8.
Oh my god.
I was old. I was older.
Yeah.
But like,
years ago, eh?
Yeah. No, just like recently.
Yeah.
Just recently.
Because you're 19.
Because I'm 19.
Turning 18, 2001.
Yeah. Back when she did that, fucking movies were still in black and white, bro. Yeah.
True.
I'm so sorry.
I'm 19.
Yeah. 1900.
See, you know, like, manifest, dude. Manifest. If you say what you are, you know you are that, right?
I'm 19.
I'm 19. Spin around 3 times.
Manifest destiny, yo.
Yo, that's not what you think it is.
That's not what it is?
The manifest destiny is not what JoJo is.
Oh, okay. What is it? Oh, wait, no.
Manifest your destiny?
That's for another topic.
The manifest destiny was like the document that the white people used to say that they're better than the black people.
I did not know what that fucking
We're not talking about that. We'll come back to the subject, though. We'll come back to the subject. That's it for another like.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is from what my drunken state from what I remember from like
I read
grade
that,
11 social studies.
But I read that too though, and it was just like manifest destiny was just the idea of bringing. Oh, never mind.
No, dude.
I didn't read enough to go into race though. I'm not gonna go into that though.
I'm not doing that either.
But beating your kids is not right. We'll go with that.
We've been on this topic for so long. Just don't beat your kids, dude. We'll move on.
Just let's wrap it up quickly. But what would you do instead?
What would I do?
Talk.
I don't know. Yeah, dude, I fucking Okay, I think what I know a lot is talking. So I will make fun of you until you understand. You know what I mean? Be like, Daddy, I don't love you, and be like, yeah, well, your fucking hairline is receding at 7. So fuck you.
I think physical action, but not like actually on them, but with my actions. You know, like you're gonna leave. I'm not gonna give you any attention. You need something. I'm not gonna like you're not even in my like eyes right now. You know, you want to play that way. You play that game. You want to play that game. I'm not. You're not in my eyes. You're not my kid anymore. Not exactly this own, right? Because that's like the worst thing you can do as a parent. Yeah. But enough to be like, I'm ignoring you. Like, you want something? Don't ask me. Don't ask me, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're not in my eyes. I only have one more kid, and that's just this kid. You know what I mean?
It's like the little girl who's really.
It's a little girl. She's like, hey, daddy.
Hi, daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, show me the reactions. Because as a younger kid, you know, like, you're really sensitive. Like, my dad doesn't love me. Like, but, like, you know, like, why isn't giving me any attention right now? Like, you know.
I'd be like, feel like the real question now is, do you even want kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want kids?
I want kids, dude.
Me too.
How many do you?
How do you want your legacy to grow? Oh, you have brothers.
Whoa, dude, it's not about a legacy though, man. It's about just like caring for something that I created.
Then I do want one. If you're thinking that
way,
I
want 4 kids.
You want 4?
Yeah, one of each, bro.
I don't think Anne's is up for that.
Yeah, she is, bro. She knows exactly what she wants to name them too.
What's the name?
One of each.
Sorry.
One of each. You said 4.
Nah, scratch that. Yo, we'll cut that.
What?
Huh?
Oh my god, you know that? Oh my god, it's really going around right now in TikTok. It's like he, she, like her, him.
What,
you know
pronouns?
What I mean? Like, yeah, pronouns.
What's wrong with that?
Like, do you introduce your kids to like sex and stuff really early?
I mean, I think you're talking about gender.
Gender. Sex. Yeah. Gender. Same thing.
Not the same thing. But okay.
Kind of.
It's not the same.
But would you?
Would I introduce my kids to gender at an early age?
Like, if your kid's like, oh my god, I think like if it's a boy, I think Todd's cute, bro. Like.
But that's not him like messing with like that's not him contemplating his gender. That's him wondering.
Isn't that is him contemplating his gender? I think Todd's cute.
That's him. What do you mean? That's him like wondering if he's gay or not. That's not gender. That's like
that's
him.
That's
contemplating his sexuality, not his gender. That's different. If
he was like, what's the difference between sexuality and gender?
Sex is what you're assigned at birth, like your XY or XX chromosome, and gender is what you identify as. Yeah.
Give me a Coke.
Yeah, bro. But dude, if my kid was like, oh, I think Todd is gay, I'm like, oh, son, you might be fucking gay or whatever. You like Todd, dude? That's great. You should ask Todd to go on a play date with you. I don't know. Yeah. That's a weird question. I don't know, man.
I agree.
But if my son was like, I don't know, maybe I'm like a boy or maybe I'm a girl. That's like, I don't know. I don't feel like I've learned enough yet to like really assess that situation and give him what he needs. So I'd have to like talk to some professional or something. But I mean, good on him. If he wants to be a girl, fucking be a girl, dude. Don't give a fuck.
So you're saying you wouldn't like push their sex on them?
No, never, bro.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
Agree.
Dude, no. This is what I think. I've grown up with way too much like privilege and like the things I've done and the people I can be with and the things that I can do that I would never take that away from my kid. Yeah, never. Okay. And not that I would care anyway.
You're gonna be a good parent.
Dude, no, I don't think so.
I think so.
I feel like I'd fuck my kid's life up.
How?
I don't know. I feel like I just like I don't know. You know me. You two know me.
Probably now though, but like when you're older.
Yeah, when I'm older.
Like 30, like 27, 30 is the age for me that I'm actually trying to get like
27, 30. That's a good age.
Give me a kid, bro. Give me a kid. Just give me a kid. Because my parents had me at like 40 and they're like 60 now. It's like like.
My mom.
Bit too late, bit too late. I want to be that young parent that's like he understands. I'm able to be on the same page or at least near the same page. As what they're thinking.
I think you need to be ready
with the trends and everything, right?
But that's never gonna happen, right?
You don't know that.
That you'll never be on the same page as your kid.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
think about that. Also, think about the kids that are on like TikTok nowadays. Like the generation, what is it? What are we? Gen X?
Gen Z.
We're Gen Z. The generation below us. I think Gen fucking TikTok, whatever. You're millennial.
Yeah.
We get it. You're old.
19.
Yeah, like think about those kids. And there's like even now I don't understand those kids.
Yeah.
Like the whole like the fucking like like that shit. Like I don't see the appeal.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
Like this shit. You do that all the time.
That's light skin.
Yeah, like the fucking kids do that shit all the time nowadays.
That's like 2018 though. But
I know, but like I feel myself getting older. Not that I say I'm old, because I can still relate with those kids that like to some degree.
Is it your maturity level?
Maybe, but it's like even like the shit that we grew up with. Like,
they
don't remember like fucking High School Musical. You know what I mean? Like, I remember High School Musical, bro.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I don't remember who I was talking to. This was a while ago. I asked some kid like, oh, like you remember like Dave the Barbarian? Do you remember Dave the Barbarian?
I don't.
Yeah, bro. I remember that shit. What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that?
You remember like Kim Possible? You remember fucking?
I remember Kim Possible. Yeah.
Like all the good Disney shows we grew up with.
Like 2000.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to R&B though. But a lot of girls and guys know R&B though.
Yo, you remember when Mike Posner first dropped? I mean, not first dropped, but when Mike Posner was popping and Baby Please Don't Go, like that shit was so hard. And the kids nowadays are like, oh, do you know this song? It's like, we know it. Like, fuck you, you don't know that. You don't know it like we do.
Yeah,
I bump that shit all the time, bro. Play that shit on my funeral, no cap, bro.
I just want an old black lady to play my funeral. Yeah, singing like Amazing Grace. Oh, That's where it's at.
Yo, dude, just to keep on trend, sing like "Isn't She Lovely" at my funeral.
That's not like, I think Amazing Grace is more depressing though.
At my funeral, yeah. Because like girls get a debut. Like, what do I get? I get like my funeral. You know what I mean?
Don't you get a cotillion?
No, we don't.
I don't get a cotillion.
Especially people like come from here.
But like, no, isn't a cotillion like a part of the debut?
Cotillion is 7, but for boys and girls, I think.
Oh, I never. No, my mom was too poor. I never got that.
She wasn't poor. She just tried to transition to white culture faster.
Why would you want a debut or a cotillion though?
It's fucking
nothing.
lit.
It's a coming of age like.
Isn't that kind of creepy?
Who got the money for that? That's what I'm talking about. You know
rich,
what I mean? Like
rich,
you know, like
white
the
people.
debut people. Like you know how much money goes into debuts?
So much.
Like we're talking.
You have a lot of shit. You have the dress, you have the catering, you have the venue, you have the fucking like shit.
Music,
everything.
Dress, your own makeup and your own stuff, but like that's like just you though, right?
Yeah. Would you? Okay, if your daughter wanted a debut.
Yeah.
Would you do a debut?
If I got the funds to give my little girl the time of her life,
I think that's the line. No, not the line. That's like the connection we need to make. Is like, okay, I'm gonna give you this debut, but you have to understand like what I'm going through to get it to you.
Oh, I have a question. How Filipino are your?
How Filipino are you?
How Filipino are your kids gonna be since you're first gen?
I want them to be cultured. My mom will speak Tagalog to them.
Same.
You know, like you gotta have them culture, bro.
My mom will speak fucking.
What are you? What are you?
Bicolano.
Bicol.
Yeah, she'll speak Bicol. Yeah, she'll speak Bicol to them. Fucking get culture. Because I never grew up with that. Like, some kids are lucky. I'm pretty sure, like, all of you guys, like, grew up with, like, knowing Tagalog. Like, your parents spoke it to you enough.
Even though I'm Blasian, but yeah.
Well, your dad, I don't know where your dad is from.
My dad's Caribbean.
Your dad's Caribbean?
He's French.
Oh, blood clot.
That's
like that shit.
Bomba clot.
Yeah. I can't say that. Sorry, am I not allowed to say that?
Yeah, you know, like... Well, anyway.
Sorry, I don't mean anybody. Yeah, like anyway. Yeah, my mom like was very much like my aunt, where she like assimilated into white culture like very quickly. She's like never taught me how to speak Tagalog. Like, all the Tagalog I know is from like people that I knew or like tidbits that I picked up when I was older.
Because I think what they wanted is for you to not be any different, right? They don't want you to be like a different
and like
person.
I can totally understand why she would do that.
What did she cook you in elementary school?
What do you mean?
Like, did she cook you like some like?
Did she cook? Yeah, no. It's not like I was completely. It's not like I was. Yeah, it's not like I was completely. Actually, I didn't have dinuguan until I was like 13. But it's not like I was like completely like disconnected. Yeah. Like she cooked me all the traditional food. She would still speak to me, but it wasn't enough for me to really grasp the language. Like my friends will hear like their parents speaking Tagalog and be like, "Bucket, why?" Like they're fucking like,
why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
No, do you know that like the mix of like the why and Taglish, like bucket why? Like
I speak Taglish.
I never got that. So like the only like fucking Tagalog that I learned was like bakla. And that was it. That was literally tangina. Like that's all the shit I know. I knew the swears and that was it, but I never got to understand the language.
So you want your children to be not very tied, but tied
I want them
enough.
to be cultured enough, you know, where they know where they're coming from, right? One of the biggest things my dad would like really put on me is that you need to know where you're from to get to where you're going. You know, that's facts.
That's
facts. You need to know where you're from to get to where you're going, right? Because you know, like in obstacles in life, you know, like obviously, right now race is such a big thing. Like you know, the thing that's happening, like there are wars in what is it, Islam?
Palestine.
Yeah, Palestine. Sorry, with the Islams and stuff.
Yo. Fucking free Palestine, bro.
Yeah, and
not even kidding.
It's not even free Palestine for a couple of days. It's just free Palestine. Yeah, right.
Free Palestine till it's fucking backwards, bro.
But like just like that, right? You need to know where you're from before to get to where you're going, because obviously obstacles in life would incorporate your race, right? Oh, you're Asian, or you're black, or you're white. You wouldn't know this, or you would know that, or you understand this, or you understand that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man. That's heavy. Free Palestine's a heavy fucking topic.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
And right now it is, bro. And people need to
understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's fucked
Even though we live they're living in a third world and we're in a first world.
I think about that a lot, yo. Yeah. Like, what would it be like? I was listening to this like other podcast of some guy that was talking about how he lived in the Congo for like years. And this guy named David Cho lived in the Congo for years and like
David Cho, like he's Asian.
Yeah, he's Asian.
Wait, that's not a white Cho.
What the fuck, yo?
No, I'm just like.
Well, like that was his. Oh shit! I'm sorry. That was his thing. Like he lived in the Congo because like as a kid growing up, he'd be like, I don't want to get into it super hard, but he'd be like, oh, like I get made fun of, like I'm Asian, I'm innocent. Fuck it, I can go wherever I want then. So he went to the Congo. He lived there for years, and like the way that the people in the Congo live is like crazy.
It's third world.
It's third world. Like, imagine growing up in that scenario, bro. That's fucking crazy shit to think
And
about.
our parents went through that, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have any sad stories about your parents, but one of the stories my mom really told me was that she used to live in a with 7. The first one passed away. 7 kids
yeah.
and her mom, only the mom and dad. Imagine if like a shed, like, you know, like the garage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Imagine that.
And they lived in that.
A little bit smaller.
Ooh.
Basically a hut, and they lived in that for about a couple of years.
No.
My mom was actually the first one that actually left the Philippines.
Same, bro.
Yeah.
My mom was like
The rest of them are still there when we visit. They're all having a good time, but it's because that's all they know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she was the first one that left, and that's like coming from that kind of like life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like I was just like, damn, like.
I think that shit is like true happiness, though. Like
what they go through, or what our parents went through.
Like what they grew up with is like all they know is like family and like community and togetherness. Like that's all they know. They don't know, like, they're primitive and not primitive, but they're pretty like old school in their technology.
Not
like,
primitive. That's a bad
yeah.
word. That's not
is
a bad
that
word.
is that a?
That's
That's not a bad
primitive.
word.
Okay, primitive. We're talking about cavemen. We're
Okay,
talking
sorry.
about a generation behind. You know
Old,
what I mean?
very old technology.
Traditional,
like what they know is like each other, and like I think that's like what true happiness is. Like I feel like
the basics.
it's super fucking cliche and corny to say like we're so caught up in social media and blah blah blah, but like, we are at the end of the day. Like we don't really understand like community and each other more than they would. Mm-hmm. They really understand it because like from them, like all their joy comes from like
each
this
other.
and that. Like
there is no technology.
Yeah, it's like to segue. Like I was listening to that podcast and the guy was like, "Oh, I was talking to the people from the tribe and like they're wondering." He asked them like, "What is the happiest moment you ever had?" Is like, "Oh, hunting this animal and bringing food back for like my family." Like that's the happiest they've been.
As if that was like validation from their parents, because that's what they've been through too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like I never fucking grew up like. I'll buy my mom food and I'll feel like happy, but it's not like.
You wouldn't feel like very.
Yeah, like they're elated off that shit, and it's like, yo, that's so crazy to think about, yo. Like imagine living in a hut. Imagine we were doing this podcast in a fucking hut and not a house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Imagine your parents though, because that just reminded me. Like my mom told me a story once where she also, I think she had around 7 or 8 siblings, and like she was telling me how she had to basically share 2 eggs within the whole family.
Dude, that's
8 siblings and 2 parents.
2 eggs.
I'm sure
bro.
that's about exactly what it was.
Is that crazy? And now she's obviously she can have all the eggs that she wants.
Because she's here.
Now. She's here. Yeah. She's happy. But like, that's crazy. Sharing 2 eggs and like fucking a bunch of tomatoes.
I really want to bring one of my parents on this. We're gonna have like a podcast about.
I think you should,
because we don't know struggle like they do, bro.
Like, our struggle is first world, dude.
It's so first world.
I don't have enough money. You know what I mean? Like that's
you
the first world struggle, dude.
You don't need that all the time.
Don't need that.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is not strong.
Wi-Fi is not strong enough.
Switch to LTE right away.
Yeah, bro. It's fucking. It's such a hard concept to like grasp your head around that.
And they had no help. Nowadays, we're like, Mom, can you pay my bill right now? I can't pay right now.
Yeah, yeah. Mom, can you buy me food? Mom, I'm hungry. Like this.
Mom, I told you to buy me this, not that. You know exactly that. Like I told you to buy me like the
like X, Y, and Z. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Dude, it's crazy.
We don't understand. We really don't understand that.
But it's like it's not like that's a bad thing because at the end of the day, that's what our parents fought for, so we don't have to worry about things like that. And I think that's what the true insight is learning and understanding. Like, fuck, I'm grateful for this. This is what I have. This is my struggle. Because at the end of the day, like, what we go through today doesn't just because it's not as like, what's the word? Harsh. Yeah, it's not as harsh as what they went through like back then. Doesn't make it any less like invalid. You know what I mean? I think that's what we need to understand too. Is like, fuck, your struggle with like this and that is just as valid as our struggle. As our struggle like with shit now. So, you know, you
just need to know. You just need to know where we're going from, like where we're from, to understand where we're going. Yeah, exactly.
Props to immigrant parents.
Yeah, props.
Next question, bro.
Dude, I'm biracial, yo. Props to my parents for meeting each other.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Dude,
how did they meet?
At college.
Tinder.
Tinder. They met in college at a like communications class.
In the Philippines? Or?
No, here.
Oh.
My dad didn't go to the Philippines. They met in Canada.
That's very
Your dad had that Asian fever, bro.
Dude, my dad was a simp.
Yeah. Like, really?
Yeah. I actually have older siblings. Right? I have older siblings, and in that time...
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, half or full?
Half.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In that time, they were living with my mom, And every day my dad, whenever they wanted a date, or every time my dad saw my mom, he'd buy her flowers. He'd be the correct gentleman, you know. Like, he wouldn't even mind that other kid, my older brother, was just chilling right there under the table or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
dude,
he wouldn't mind.
sweet.
He just get it to her like,
Jeff Burnett type beat.
yeah. That's
Gabe Bondoc type
That's
beat.
how you drink, yo.
What's the next one?
Wait, sorry. We definitely digress.
That was really good, though. That was really good. I like that. I really like
100,000.
that. Okay. We'll come back to toxicity, which was the main topic that we were actually talking about.
My bad.
Sorry.
What's the next topic, bro?
Are we drinking to this?
Okay.
Yeah, bro. You want to do?
Immigrant
Yeah.
parents?
Oh my god, that was really good. Can I get a clap for this? Oh my god, that was really good.
What do we do? What's the ending process?
The ending process is leave us like, subscribe, comments. Thank you to my guests, my two beautiful, I'm straight guests. You guys want to drop your names and like any inputs or anything, whatever. Just IG, Twitter, name.
Eltade on IG. That's pretty much it. That's all you can find me.
I don't know, man. Onlyfans.com/goodnightordy.
Hey, nothing wrong about that, though. Get your bag.
Get your bag.
Do you think people actually follow me on there? Fuck,
If
I'll
you
make
had
it.
nice feet.
Toe pics?
I do
Yeah.
have nice
If
feet.
you had fucking
Lori
nice
Toe
feet.
No,
are
dude,
you-
I got, you know what? Like, I got nice feet, but one of my pinky toes is like kind of fucked up. So.
Hey, man, 6 toe? You don't know how many people would actually be like into
There's
that.
a
Into
fetish
that.
for that.
There's
I'm
a
sure they
And there's a
pay.
fetish for
Fetish
everything.
for everything.
Anyway, at Good Night Jordy on everything. Go follow Pumper Mag.
Pumper
Oh,
May.
yeah.
Yo, Pumper
Pumper
May.
May.
Oh my god.
Yeah, go follow the mag, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. First issue out. I mean, obviously not by the. It's gonna be out by the time the shit goes out. So, I mean, go.
Hopefully, we're bringing this up by
Go
summer.
look at us, bruh. Go follow. I don't. You know what? Free Palestine, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else. Go free Palestine.
You guys want to take a shot?
Yes.
Wait, what? Sorry, what is this called?
Just the vibe.
Just a vibe.
Just the vibe.
See the podcast name?
Wait, is it like VYB or V?
VIB.
VIP.
V-
So the idea behind it is just a vibe.
Just
is
a
that,
vibrator.
You know the kind of thing. Just a vibrator. So you know the kind of atmosphere or whatever thing, like when you're with your friends in the car, like we used to have that, right? And with your
Oh,
friends.
used to.
Oh.
Yeah, I used
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I have a snap that I was.
Other things in his car now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't want to go near backseat, bro. You've been fucking too much back there, bro.
That's a new car. Remember?
What? You bought a new car?
Yeah, we almost died in the last one.
Yo.
That's
Oh, we
another-
should have
that's
told.
for another
Yo,
one.
we should have told that story, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll end it with this, but the story behind Just a Vibe is that those kind of instances you have when in your car with your friends, where you're just kind of talking about like deep.
Jerking each other off.
Jordan.
Sorry, yo.
That kind, of stuff, that kind of stuff about life, careers, future plans, what I'm gonna do with my life.
Just start making up.
We're looking for just a vibe.
Yeah, man.
Just a vibe.
Go follow Just a Vibe.
Go
Follow
follow
Just a
Just the vibe.
Go leave a like. Go subscribe. It's not that fucking hard.
Share
I know
it
you
with
don't.
a
I know
friend,
you
bro.
don't want to do it. Shit, I don't want to fucking do it either. Just do it, bro.
Just like it at least.
Grow up.
Yeah. Share to a friend, yo. This is the kind of stuff you talk about with friends, right?
Do it, man.
Exactly.
And
Where am I looking?
cheers.
Yeah, we're gonna end this in 3, 2, 1.
Like